Hi, welcome to the printing lab. As you can see, these are our fine art printers, and this is where you're going to make all of your nice prints out of your beautiful photographs that you've learned to take. We've got two models of printer. This is the older one, the 3880, and the other ones are the P800 short color. So printer number one, which is this one here, is a matte only printer, and the other ones are enabled to do either gloss, semi-gloss, or matte. And those will be the two types of papers that you'll be using. Will be just the matte rag and the semi-gloss. So before you sit down to start making a print, you want to make sure that your printer is set up to print the sort of paper that you're going to be using, because each time that you switch between modes on a printer, it's going to dump all the ink that it's got in the heads already, and that's a huge waste of money and ink, and we don't want that. So today I'm going to be doing test strips on semi-gloss, so I'm going to come over here and check what this one's on. So here's the display here, and I'm just going to click on the ink button here, and we can see that all these ones are highlighted, and those are the ones that are in use. MK stands for matte black, and PK stands for photo black, which will be our semi-gloss and glossy. So this one's set up to be good to go ahead for our printing today. In semi-gloss, yep. Cool, I think that's all. So I'm just going to show you how to get to pay for your paper using the materials and payments website. So you just go to the School of Art website and you click on students, click on current students, and you click on workshop and material payments. And then you click on online payment for the ANU students, workshops and materials. The gallery and external is used for grad show things, and also if you do sometimes with inkjet research facility payments are sometimes here, but this is all you need to know for now. You just go through here and you fill out all your university, your ID, your details. You go to category, click photography and media arts, and what we want to do here is add to the cart the total of the cost of our papers, depending on how much you want. So for a piece of matte paper is 20, so if you wanted that, you just click and add that to your cart. If you wanted just one piece of semi-gloss, the A2, we'd add a 10 and a 5 to our cart, and that would give us $15. Then we just scroll down and proceed to payment. It won't let me do that because I haven't entered in my details, but it's pretty straightforward from there. So I've paid for my paper online using the materials payment system, and I'm going to go grab some paper off JP now.
Hey, you're back again.
I'm just after some semi-gloss paper.
You got some semi-gloss paper?
My receipt just there.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Thanks.
So, you know that the glossy paper usually is $15 and matte paper is 20.
Yeah.
So you know that, right? So, okay, you got one sheet. There you go. Well, little trick. The sticky side of things, where it's pretty sticky, that's where you should print. Make sure to print on the right sides. So that's why, like, you know, I always give you the paper this way because that's where you should print.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
So I'm just going to set up the printer ready for printing. And because we're going to be starting doing a test strip, I'm going to move this guide here that you pinched and slide across to the A4 mark, which is just there. And then you just pop your test paper, just like a normal printer. For the semi-gloss, you want to make sure you've got that sticky side up, sticky shiny side, which is this one, and pop that in there. Just like that, so it's nice and snug. We're ready to go. Also, when you're setting up, just make sure that this printer is already set for the paper type that you're going to be using, so we don't waste ink. So this one's set for photo black, which is semi-gloss or gloss, and it's not set for the matte black, which is the other one that isn't highlighted. So we're good to go. Also, before you start printing, you want to check that all your inks are inside the printer. So we just want to open the ink cover. So that's going to unlock that for us, so we can open it up and see what's in here. So usually when you rock up, it'll be missing one of these, or both of them, and that's like the keys to the printer. So you'll need to go grab both of these off JP in the loans office before you start printing. We're just going to prepare our image for printing now. Here I've got an image that's straight out of the camera. It hasn't been edited in another program. And as you can see, it's in CR2, which is Canon's RAW format file. Depending on what camera you have, it might say something different, but that's just the equivalent of RAW. If you've prepared it in another program, you want to save it as a TIFF, and that'll be best for printing. So when we open this up, it's going to open Camera Raw because it's a raw image. You can make some adjustments here, or you can make them later in Photoshop. And when we press open image, it's just going to launch Photoshop for us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the marquee tool, and we're going to take a slice of the image that has a good range of tones and colors. So here I've got some nice dark bits through here and some white, probably the whitest white there in the waves and in the clouds. What I'm going to do is press Command J, which is going to make a new layer with our test strip in it, and then I can just hide the background. So what we're going to do next is bring up the print dialog with Command P, and we're going to go to print settings. And in print settings, we can see we've got A4 selected, and that's good because that's what we're going to do our test print on. And just to clarify, we're making a test print because paper is expensive and we don't want to ruin our nice big $20 or $15 piece of paper with a gross image that we haven't perfected the colours in. So we're going to go down here to Layout, and we're going to press Print Settings, and we're going to go down here and make sure that our media type is set to the right medium. So we've got photo paper here, you've got glossy, premium glossy, semi-gloss, luster. We've got premium semi-gloss today. If you're using matte paper, you can find that down here. And then down here in the print quality, we're just going to use Superfine. You can use Super Photo for your final prints, but it does take probably twice as long, and yeah, sometimes you can't quite tell the difference. So especially for our test tips, we're just going to stick with Superfine, and that'll be plenty of detail. We're going to untick high speed here because we want our printer to take its time making sure everything is to the finest detail possible, and we want to make sure that's clicked there too. I think that's all we need to do there. Go back to Layout, and so what we'll do is we'll press Save here, so that'll save everything that we've just changed, and we'll go down to Color Handling, And we want to make sure that Photoshop is managing our colours and not the printer, because we'll have more control with Photoshop. Here is where we select the printer profile, which is a specific sort of like preset for our paper to make sure that the colours are going to come out properly on the sort of paper that we have, which is semi-gloss. So there, as you can see, there's lots of different profiles, and there are a bunch of weird numbers and stuff. But we have this one is for semi-gloss, and the IGPSC 19 one, which is down here, is the one for matte. Yep, but we're using semi-gloss today. So then we're going to go scroll down, make sure in this box normal printing that we have relative colorimetric, and this relates to how our blacks come out when we print. Sometimes if your print has lots of heavy shadows in it, it can come out a bit too, the shadows can come out a bit thick and sort of start blocking out. If that's happening in your test strip when it comes out, then you can change to perceptual and see if that makes a difference to your shadows. But for our sakes, we're just keeping it on that. The rest we can keep like that for now. I'm just going to change the layout because of my print. Oh wait, sorry, no, that was right. I'm just going to keep that like that. And because it's a test strip, I am going to click Scale to Fit Media. And once I've changed all these settings, I'm going to press Done so that it saves them. And just quickly, I'm going to shuffle this little one up to the end so that we're making the most of our piece of paper. And once we're done here, we're ready to go back and press Print. You've prepared some test prints and your test strips are looking good. I'm gonna just run through the final print setup. So it's much the same because you've already got your stuff set up from your test prints. You're almost good to go, but we just want to change the size to fit our final print. So we want to change paper size to be A2 if you're doing a big A2 print, and I think that should be good. And when we go down here, yeah, we just want to make sure we've still got Scale to Fit Media stuck on, yeah, and then you're good to go.